So I wanted to do this while I was gone, but I'm going to just play a Rev video because everybody was, I think a couple people did videos on this. I think Kyo did a video. I know Rev did a video and a couple other people. I wasn't going to bring this up until other people brought it up that were kind of big. So I feel the need just because they brought it up, not because the smaller piddly ass people, we're going to dunk on them hard, right? But I wanna put people to bed. Yeah, there was some weird Twitter freaks that tried to cancel me somehow, but not really. But it was ineffective. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about that right now. I'm gonna play the Rev video. This is a video from like I don't know last week, 6 days ago, and this is Niji defenders launch a desperate smear campaign. So here we go. This is people trying to apparently cancel me, right? Which I'm going to tell you guys some interesting facts along the way because this is actually really interesting news to me. So let's play this one.
So moving forward, there's been a lot of backlash with Nijisanji EN. I think we're all aware of that, and it's been showing in a lot of the recent events on their official YouTube account. You can see their recent Mario Kart special battle getting a very heavy amount of dislikes, over 50% dislikes on this event. The event itself getting attacked by people, but also this promotional post. Now you look at this, it seems pretty innocuous, right? Like, what is the issue with this post that has so many people making fun of it? Well, if you check out the graph.
And this is what got people so mad. Let me move it here. The congratulations, they got freaking so mad that people were making fun of this misspelling. They were so salty, right, that they just had an absolute meltdown, right? And they were just lashing out like children trying to go for anybody. And apparently, False ID and I got caught in this plot. Now, how I got pulled into this is very funny. Yeah, this congratulations really got them salty. So what happened here was they end up lashing out somehow at me and False. So watch this.
Graphic here, it is, of course, captioned with congratulations, a misspelling of congratulations. Now, yes, of all the things being mad about towards Nijisanji EN about, this is one of the more lighter things, but it just goes to show they're not really checking anything they're posting.
No, it was like
and
funny.
Also, they pay people to make these posts. And the fact...
And by the way, this is the type of post that they are paying $7 an hour for. This is exactly the type of post. We just showed the job posting. This is what they're paying people to check. You're hiring children. This is what you get when you hire fucking children. Stop hiring children. Hire a goddamn adult, pay them a real wage, right? Pay them a honest wage, you know, make them a professional, and you're going to get better than congratulations. Trying to get quadlingual children to check your stuff is not the way to go. Right? But obviously some Nijisisters were mad about that.
Look at this slip through for a big event for Nijisanji EN is pretty embarrassing. And people like False ID would point this out, saying, congratulations. Reminder, Any Color hires Japanese high school students at minimum wage for their translations, which is true, by the way. So yes. Why would Nijisanji do that? Well, of course, they're trying to save money. They're paying these high school students less to do these translations than someone who is more qualified. And that's how you end up with mistakes like this. It's because Nijisanji and Any Color are cutting corners to save money. And you would see some replies. People were angry about what False was saying. This person said in a now deleted tweet, yes, dumbass, high schoolers can take commissions. Have you never seen people sell their art for less than what they're worth, especially design commissions?
This person doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about. See, they're once again, they're just an idiot. The implication here is not that they're doing anything illegal. Clearly, it's not illegal to employ a high schooler. The problem is that high schooler quality is going to be shit quality. This is why this person who posted this, Pickled Pain or whatever, who deleted the tweet, by the way, and you're going to find, by the way, all these people, all these V tweeters are fucking cowards. First of all, you don't know who they are, right? They're obviously anonymous accounts, anon accounts. It could be Vox Akuma tweeting on his side account, right? Nobody knows that. It could be anybody. Literally anybody, it could be Alira getting catty. Who knows, right? So that's one thing. Number two, they're low IQ. They don't get the argument. They're not actually like defeating the argument. The argument is the quality is bad. That's not debunked at all by the fact that high schoolers can sell art commissions. What point do you think you proved there? What point do you think you explained? You didn't actually convince anybody of anything. It's a 39 IQ. 39 IQ in the chat, guys. It's no better than a legal assessment from... I'm just saying. Yeah, today I woke up and just thought, well, especially when people come for me. So let's continue. They're not done coming for Papa mindset here.
Where False would originally say, it's fine for a multi-billion-dollar company to pay less than people are worth is quite an argument. Do tell us more, which is very fair. That's a very weird way to defend Nijisanji. Basically, yeah, they can definitely pay people less than they deserve. Weird hill to die on. But this reply would lead down a very big rabbit hole. So this is what it would say. Okay. Getting into arguments with 40 follower accounts and quote tweeting to get your followers to dogpile them. Truly, you're a big man speaking truth to justice here. Now,
so this V tweeter who changed their name specifically to get clout. So this person who changed their name, this proud V tweeter, they literally blocked me before they ever started talking shit. So I could not see any of this or respond to any of this. The strong, proud Niji NDF blocked me preemptively before they did this, which is nuts, which is crazy, right? And we're gonna get into the substance of the argument because I wanna dunk on them. So I want to dunk on them solidly here, right? Because this is crazy, and I want to dunk on. We're going to get to the dunking on all of those that accuse. Oh, you're bringing in political opinion. I'm bringing in facts and the law. If you don't like facts and the law, I'm sorry I hurt your fifis. The door is over there. Okay, let's continue with this.
Of course, False would quote this saying in quotes, roll over and let us directly harass you, which I agree with this sentiment. I've never understood why people feel like because you have a small account on social media that people with larger accounts can't reply to you. It's very weird. If you're going to literally poke the bear with a stick here, don't be surprised when they reply back.
And the other thing is too, like you're literally slandering somebody, right? I mean, they're slandering Fault, they're slandering me, right? So you're attacking both of us, and you expect people not to ever respond to you. Now, I choose not to because that's my general strategy. Once again, the only reason I'm responding is because Rev did a video on this and Kyo did a video on it, right? So I felt the need to do a video on it. But like because of those guys, because I like Rev and I like Kyo, both of them are fine. But I wouldn't respond to these people because they're crazy, they're deranged, they're not worth my time, right? They're not worth my time. So I would not directly respond to them. But that said, False is entitled to respond if he wants to respond. And this principle that you can just start a small account and slander somebody is insane. So imagine this. You're a big person. Maybe you're a huge champion. But you don't want to catch flack. So you just start a new Twitter and it's just to shit talk people. A new X just to shit talk people. That somehow makes you immune from scrutiny? No, that's ridiculous. That's crap. I don't believe that. There's no, like, to try to get out of accountability because you're a small channel. Sorry, no. Don't win that argument. Let's continue.
You're allowed to have a discussion with someone if they have less followers than you. You're allowed to respond to their criticism, in this case, that you directly put under one of his tweets. But you might be looking at this individual's name. False is friends with anti-vax lawyers. And you're thinking, what the hell is going on? Well, they did this intentionally, saying,
yeah,
change my name temporarily in case False decides to put me in his video. Of course.
And at the same time, block me so I can't respond to that, right? That's the crazy part.
Of course, I don't think that's going to work. He's probably going to still put you in the video.
Yeah.
But who are they referring to with this name? Well, they're referring to Legal Mindset.
There we go.
Someone that
there we go. Yes, they're trying to refer to me. There we go. There's the call out, right?
A lot of Nijisanji.
But by the way, have the balls to just say my name. Like, I'm gonna Heisenberg this. Say my name. Say my fucking name. Okay? If you're gonna be like, don't do this catty shit. Just say my name. Say my name. Say my name. Say Papa Mindset. Come on, do it. If you're so strong and so great, just say it. Just say it. You know? You're goddamn right.
The defenders really dislike, because he has been very critical of their organization and some of their livers as well. And that is something that they don't like. They don't like Legal Mindset for that reason. They don't like False ID for being critical of Nijisanji. It's pretty expected at this point. Now, of course, what's the proof of...
Yeah, and by the way, so that's the main thing that they got me. Is the main thing they have a problem with, if they're just honest about it, is that I'm mean to Nijisanji. They're like, stop picking on Nijisanji. That's literally their main argument. And then N. Benton is just some hate-following clout chaser, literally starts brain-dead arguments just to get famous, noted, in response videos, which is why I don't normally do this, but I feel the need to do it once, especially because I want to just debunk this specific argument they're throwing at me. They're throwing a very specific allegation at me, which is really, honestly, it's first of all, it's untrue. And second of all, it's crazy that they think it's an own. They think it's a win, a W over me somehow. And they also think I'm going to back down off of my legal position, which I am definitely not going to do. I'm about to double down on it, right? So hold on, guys here. Black Shio Pal says, I heard Pecco Mom. Who summoned me? Welcome. Okay. Let's continue with the Rev video so you guys can get this argument.
Legal Mindset being anti-vax. Well, they said this. He's got videos ranting about vaccine mandates, among other videos ranting about critical race theory, paranoia about social justice people censoring anime boobs, etc. Like, whoa, buddy, I'm already subscribed. You don't have to sell me twice on this guy. But in all seriousness,
first of all, let's just play it.
Not a sin. I cannot absolve you. Mega based.
Okay, so let's go. We're going to go. Okay, I want to touch the mandates up. So we're going to touch the vaccine mandates separately. But let's talk about what are the other ones they say here. They say, I rant about critical race theory. Yeah, I've talked about that a lot. I've talked about that with Kirsha. I've talked about that with other folks. I've talked about in the past. Once again, I don't want any stuff brought into, I don't want any political stuff brought into any sort of realm, because that's how the law requires it to work in America. America is about the depolitization, not the repolitization, particularly of our public spaces. It's about it being apolitical, right? Of not being indoctrination for either side, by the way. I don't endorse schools becoming training grounds for the left or the right. I would have just as much of a problem if schools were becoming, for example, Pentecostal, baptismal fonts, where there's baptizing kids left and right. I'd have just as much of a problem with that as them becoming some sort of weird neo-Stalinist training ground. Like, they're both a problem, and I take umbrage with that because it's against the Constitution, and that's the law of the United States. That's the law. It's not feelings, right? So me covering the law is not a rant. It's the law, whether they like it or not, right? And then anime boobs. Anime boobs. We're really going to go there? We're really going to be mad at me for defending anime boobs? I'm just saying.
Degenerates. You guys degenerates.
I don't think that's the own that they think it is. Legal Mindset likes anime boobs. Okay? All right? Sorry.
Hello! Best department.
Okay. Okay, so let's get to this last one. Let's get to, okay, so Silbury asked me the question. I'm curious how you're anti-vax. I'm sure you have a respectable position. I'm also sure the leap to anti-vax is hilarious. So yeah, I want to clarify this because this is like ridiculous, and I've seen some of the Nijisisters throwing this around. So let me clarify this correctly. I have always been anti-mandate during the course of the pandemic. I'm an American lawyer. I'm looking at American law. Some of you that are not familiar with American law, we obviously have a constitution. Our constitution grants us certain legal protections in America that are not existent in other countries. Other countries don't have laws and rules that apply as strongly as our constitution in the United States. So during the pandemic, there were a lot of things that were happening in the United States that were unconstitutional. And any lawyer that was looking at them through the realm of the law and the Constitution, not through their feelings, looked at that and said, well, this is illegal. And it turns out that in a court case that is the highest court case in America, the highest court we have, our Supreme Court, in the National Federation of Independent Businesses versus the Department of Labor, Occupational Safety, Health, and Standard. So OSHA, right? The NFIB versus OSHA. You can look this up. This is OEA's, which is a common site used to look up Supreme Court cases. The OSHA, the Occupational Health and Safety Administration, tried to push a mandate to require essentially every corporation, except for very small companies under 100 employees, to receive mandatory jabs or be subject to weekly testing. That I always said was illegal. And it turns out, and I said it was illegal and unconstitutional. I said that from the jump. It turns out that I was right about that. So do I apologize for being right about the mandate being unconstitutional? No. No, I do not apologize about that. I do not apologize for that. Especially not to a
fucking monkey.
Zero apologies. Doubling down on that. Now, the funny thing too is, I love this too. The claim of anti-vax. I am a person who has been to over 74 countries. I have been to 74 countries. Most of these people that are the Nijisisters, they haven't left their grandma's basement, okay? I have had to get vaccinations to travel to countries that people probably haven't even heard of. I definitely have more vaccinations than whoever's trying to have a vaccination competition with me. I have more vaxes than you probably. I'm just saying. I'm just putting that out there, right? If anyone says I'm anti-vax, I'm probably more vax than you are, right? Just saying. Just saying. Just throwing it out there, right? You know, I've also, guys, here's some legal mindset lore. Here's some legal mindset lore. Want some legal mindset lore? I was bitten by a bat. I was bitten by a bat. The bat had rabies. I had to get the fucking rabies vaccine. I am immune to rabies for my lifetime because I had the fucking rabies vaccine from a rabid bat. I'm not kidding. This is real. I am the Batman. Origin story. Confirmed. This was during my time as a law student. This is perhaps what set me down my dark track into the VTubing scene. My Nosferatu moment, which gave me the lust, a lust for waifus. Yeah, so once again, do they have the rabies vaccine? I want to see their proof that they had the rabies vaccine because I think I'm more vaxxed than they are. I think I'm more juicy than they are. Let's finish this video though from Rev because he kind of debunks this very well. And shout out to Rev on this.
Seriousness, like that's your proof of him being anti-vax. The fact that he talked about vaccine mandates, a lawyer talking about something like that that's pretty relevant to him, that's pretty ridiculous. Not only you're claiming he's anti-vax, you're saying that people can't even associate with him anymore. That's an extreme take on someone simply talking about these mandates. But moving forward, you can see they're making a lot of reaches. Right here saying ableist slur in the replies, respectable lawyer. And what Legal Mindset says in this screenshot is Spurg. They're trying.
So this is my homie Sleazy. So Sleazy is one of my long bros from my locals chat. So once again, I love how people try to regulate how you speak to people who you hang out with. Sleazy is a guy who's in my chat. He's out there. He's been around, and he's calling me a boomer, and I'm calling him a spurg. Right? It's a term of endearment. If I'm calling you a spurg, it's because I love you. It's because I love you, and you are probably a spurg as well. Once again, trying to get into people's conversations, trying to also kill the fun. And the funny thing here is this person blocked me, so I couldn't even see this until I saw this video. So until I saw the Rev video, I couldn't see this. Are you fucking kidding me?
To say he's an ableist in saying a slur when he used the term spurg. That wouldn't be the only reach they would do. They would do another one here saying this. Also, his Discord, referring to false ID, is apparently targeting people over the objective fact that people on 4chan use the term Nijisister as a substitute for a racial slur, not simply disagreeing or making fun of them, naming and smearing people with a much smaller reach than false.
Yeah. Okay. So real quick, I've never heard of the use of Nijisister as a racial thing. Never seen it even used as a racial thing, right? So I don't know what the fuck they're talking about, right? Like, no fucking clue. And you're citing 4chan as your source? Your source of information is 4chan, right? That reminds me of, you know what that reminds me of? Have you guys ever seen this one? This is a really good meme. Let me see if I can pull this up real quick. This is a good one. It reminds me of this. Guys, watch out for the waterfall. Source, where's your tinfoil hat? Conspiracy theorist! I had that one pulled up. Yeah. It's just like, people are so stupid. And once again, they flip out. They, like, as we say, spurg out on the littlest things. Might have a little bit more, because I think Rev has a little bit more to say here.
Yes, this is an issue that people are talking about right now. They are trying to claim that the term Nijisister is a substitute for a racial slur. And we would see this in this tweet that would get over 1,000 likes with a screenshot of false using the term sisters, referring to Nijisisters, saying, I shouldn't be the one to have to tell anyone this, but the term sisters is a ban evasion version of a racial slur usually used for Nijisanji fans. Although sisters as a stand-in is also another way of shaming women for their interests. Don't use them. And of course, they turn the replies off.
Yes, brave,
now, this
stunning
is
and brave.
Misinformation. Nijisister is just simply a term that people use for the strongest Nijisanji defenders, and it's meant nothing else. Nobody on Twitter right now is using the term Nijisister to be racist or to in any way try to use a substitute for a slur. I think people trying to say slurs would just use slurs and they wouldn't call you a Nijisister. Like, let's be honest about it. And this idea that this spooky 4chan history, all of a sudden, it's now this slur, it's always been, is again a lie. And you would see people just believing anything at face value. I'm pretty sure you could convince someone that V-tweeter is a 4chan originating slur if you just tell them that.
Yes.
Because they'll just accept it because they don't question anything. They just accept it because it looks good for their virtue signaling campaigns. And you can see Curry Renji here making a similar point, saying there are people out there right now outright believing that Nijisister is somehow equivalent to a racial slur and are losing their minds. Hilarious and in equal measure, incredibly stupid. See, these people down here, a lot of them are from the VTubing scene. Some are VTubers themselves, and they just, it's like a switch. All of a sudden now they genuinely believe that Nijisister is some kind of a slur. And if you look here, here's some examples. Last retweet, take note. Might be time to retire the Nijisister names, y'all. This person expressing their discomfort and disappointment in themselves for previously using the term Nijisisters. This person saying, I'm seriously so sorry I've been saying this. I think as a collective, we truly didn't know that what they were implying. Forgive me if I hurt anyone when I used it before. And I'm so sorry to the POC fans and friends. Here's another one from the VTuber journalist Ducky.
Okay, this guy is this guy once again is the simp, the Nijisanji simp. So here's the question: where did all this come from? Where did all this come from? Could it be pushed by Ducky, who's paid by Nijisanji or under the influence of Nijisanji, or another? Could it even come from inside of Nijisanji? Could some of these accounts be made by these $7 an hour employees, these kids, these high schoolers, these underage, these very young people that are making accounts and are trying to cause this? Because you see this Pavlovian response, right? Here's the rat, is that Nijisanji is the one who's trying to get rid of this term, right? Ducky the Cucky here, circling back around. It's very plausible. Once again, it's a plausible theory. I'm willing to believe this. But the thing is, and Rev is pointing this out, the problem is this Pavlovian response, this automatic response to somebody says, some random no-name account says it's a slur. And then all of a sudden, people treat it as one. You could say that about anything and try to get you to jump and do it. And you shouldn't do that, right? You should never, when someone just says something, no, I'm not going to do that for that reason. No, screw you. Just because you're defining it as a slur now? No, that's 1984. That's newspeak. Every language is changing all the time to be a slur. No.
Another wet fart here saying, I first saw this term floating around 12 to 18 months ago. Whether the slur came first or the safe version was hijacked doesn't matter. I never liked the term, and I'm glad its origins back to at least 2021, thanks to Fyro driving into the fray, have come out. And I see two people here that I definitely respect in terms of their knowledge of VTubers and the VTubing scene. Kyo and Kenny here, and their response, I think, sums up all of the very easy criticism of these claims that people like Ducky are making. So Kyo says this might just be one of the dumbest things I've read in a while. No one is using Nijisisters on Twitter is even remotely aware of its, in quotes, origins. It's the Niji version of Hollow Bros at this point. It's what people call diehard Niji.
And let's stop it at that, because that's the part that I wanted to get to. That's the punctuation. That's the reason I use it. I just use it as diehard fans, right? Like, I didn't know Hollow Bros was a thing, but fine. Like, I'll use Hollow Bros on the other side, right? Like, Nijisisters, Hollow Bros, what's offensive about that? Nothing, zero. So, attempt to cancel fully failed by the Nijisisters. That's yet another L in their column.